Good evening, this is Miss Jill Louise Starr. I've had the reading for this evening from the excerpt of the Bramemrtz, Respublika Srpska's Prosecutor's Office, criminal charges filed against former Bosnian and Herzegovina President Eliza Izetbegovic, sabotaged 3 times this evening. And I've read it, and I'm hoping that this time I'll just do a live video and this won't occur again. Let me pick up where I left last off. Last night, quote, several of the above listed crimes were committed by volunteer mujahideen, members of the 7th Muslim Mountain Brigade, those I spoke of the last few nights, that is, and other members of the ARBH, Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina's 3rd Muslim Corps, and also the mercenaries sent in from countries such as Pakistan and their association with Al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden, and with Eliza Izetbegovic's Croatian Nazi allies too, of which the 7th Muslim Mountain Brigade of Muslim Mission was comprised of too. Members of the Bosnian and Herzegovina presidency, the following terrorists: a man named Nijaz Durakovic, capital D-U-R-A-K-O-V-I-C, a woman named Tatiana, capital T-A-T-J-A-N-A, last name spelled capital L-J-U-J-I-C dash capital M-A-G-J-A-T-O-V-I-C, a man named Mirko, last name Djanovic, a man named Stjepan, capital S-T-J-E-P-A-N, capital last name capital K-L-J-U-I-C, and last but certainly not least, the terrorist named Ivo, capital I-V-O, capital last name K-O-M-S-I-C, addressed the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina with their coming decay, but only after January 30th, 1995, that even though they were members of the ARBMH Supreme Command, they were not responsible for the ideological abuses of religion in the military, but that this process was taking place in certain ARBMH units and their Muslim Nazi allies, Croatian allies, and along with the units of the regular Bosnian and Herzegovina army under the supreme command of former Bosnian and Herzegovina President Eliza Izetbegovic, in spite of their warnings period. Between 1992 and 1995, a religious and political pamphlet entitled, quote, The Islamic Declaration was printed, written, and disseminated by former Muslim and Bosnian and Herzegovina President Eliza Izetbegovic. He distributed this pamphlet to the ARBMH police units and associated military units and other institutions within his state cabinet period. In fact, Eliza Izetbegovic, the former president of Bosnia and Herzegovina, confirmed as undeniable himself several of the events I've been speaking of the last few days, here described in his, quote, a pamphlet, a book written by Eliza Izetbegovic entitled, quote, Memories, unquote. Other names for the book he wrote, his memoirs, were AKA entitled, quote, capital S-J-E-C-A-N-J-A, or otherwise known as capital T as in Tom, K as in King, D as in door, capital S-A-H-I-N-P-A-S-I-C. This was his memoirs, and memoirs were written in Sarajevo in 2001, which represented Eliza Izetbegovic's views of the events occurring in Bosnia and Herzegovina before, during, and after the Bosnian Civil War, originating in the early 1990s. Between March 1st, 1992 and December 14th, 1992, as chairman of the presidency of the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina and the supreme commander of its army, Eliza Izetbegovic and the armed forces of the Republican Bosnia-Herzegovina Army and their Croatian Nazi allies. He was totally motivated by the idea of establishing a pure Islamic order not dissimilar to Hitler's World War II Holocaust, in which Hitler stated, quote, "I have three enemies: Serbs, Jews, Roma, the weak in society, blacks, homosexuals," and he either wanted to eradicate them totally from the share, or use them as forced labor and kill them, etc., etc., etc. In his memoirs, former Bosnian Herzegovina President Eliza Izetbegović, when he was alive, was totally motivated, as aforementioned, by the idea of establishing a pure Islamic order not dissimilar to Hitler's in Germany during World War II. He subjugated the entire Bosnia-Herzegovina society to Islam, radical Islam, and Islamicism. As aforementioned, he imported and gave the green light to mercenaries entering, which were associated with Osama bin Laden, from many countries, including Somalia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Syria. He wanted to spread Islam even further. According to his subjective understanding of Islam, the Islamic society, state, and order, as detailed in his 1970 pamphlet called the Islamic Declaration, which I urge everybody to Google and read, and determined to realize this idea of his of making a pure Islamic state, irregardless whatsoever of the other nationalities residing in the Republic of Bosnia-Herzegovina. It's just Serbs, Roma, Jews, which they exist, and everybody else. He didn't care whatsoever. In his wanting to effectuate a pure Islamic state, and in his memoirs, the Islamic Declaration, he determined, as I said, to realize this ideology, radical Islamic ideology, regardless of human cost, war crimes against humanity, and genocide. Upon the outbreak of the hostilities between Serbs, Croats, and Muslims in the early 1990s, when the Bosnian and Herzegovina Civil War began, Eliza Izetbegović ordered all armed formations, military and police, and openly encouraged them to murder, torture, and behave inhumanely toward prisoners of war, members of the Serbian Republic, also the BRS, which they did. Contrary to the Geneva Conventions on the treatment of prisoners of war, 1948-49. Organizing his printing and distribution of the pamphlet titled, quote, "Instructions to a Muslim Fighter," tens of thousands of copies, as a matter of fact, over 20,000 copies, which were distributed and assimilated only to the units of the ARBNH, but Bosnian and Herzegovina Third Corps, comprised of Nazi, Croatian allies, and radical extremists, Osama bin Laden associated Mujahideen mercenaries fighting Serbs in Bosnia-Herzegovina during the war. In sections of this pamphlet, I aforementioned, in dealing with the treatment of POWs, his instructions are that, quote, "The military command has the right to decide whether it is more useful to the general interest and public to release, exchange, or kill the enemy prisoners of war, period. While fighters must obey their officers, the obedience is given to the supreme commander and those acting on his authority." Upon being informed of such actions, Eliza Izetbegović deliberately failed to take any legal action whatsoever against the perpetrators or punish them. He let them go with impunity of the aforementioned crimes against humanity and genocide against Serbs, Roma, Gypsies, weak in society. As a result, he created a climate in which such activities were considered permissible and were thus in this manner encouraged, period. He tolerated this behavior because, in his judgment, Eliza Izetbegović contributed to the creation of a pure Islamic state, just such as Hitler did during World War II during the Holocaust period. In addition to other cases, some instances of extremely gross violations of the 1949 Geneva Conventions on the Treatment prisoners and POWs of war were 1. Crime 1. In June 1992, a member and a terrorist named Zoran Arsenic, capital A-R-S-E-N-I-C is the last name, a person named Mitsa, capital M-I-C-A, last name capital M-A-R-C-I-C, a person named Zhuka, capital D-J-U-K-A, last name capital G-A-V-R-I-C, and a man named Milan Vicic, capital V-I-C-I-C, were captured near Sarajevo and placed in concentration camp of Muslims named I'll spell J-A-J-C-E. In fact, Milan Vicic was killed in Italy, while others were taken to the JAJCE prison and tortured inhumanely. 2. Crime 2 of Respublika. In November 1994, we arrested Serbian members of their own army, a man named Risto Kolovic, a man named Milenko Vujovic, a man named Slobodan Pudar, a man named Miljan Radulovic, and Mirko Simic were captured on Mount Pranja. They were taken to the 4th Corps concentration prison camp in Jablanica and tortured. Under the Supreme Commander of the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Muslim and his allied Nazi Croatian army during the Bosnian Civil War period. Kolovic, Budar, Radulovic, and Mr. Simic were subsequently thereafter killed after they were tortured. I'm going to stop here because I don't know how long the video allows me, and I'll continue. I hope it's not sabotaged this time.